What's going on, guys? Clean that camera up. It's a little better. So, you sent your Jimny a little you bought this sweet Kia car over here in the States, and you've been driving her on the roads, which she ain't meant for. Even though you put taller gears in her, you might put 457s or 433s or even some Samurai, what, 372, 373s in there. And you sent her a little too hard. Sorry, it's pretty humid here in Maryland today. It's got a feel of like 100 or so. Driving her on these 55-mile-per-hour roads, and you know what you did? You cracked your turbo manifold, which is better than blowing the engine because that's what it says that is going to happen if you drive it too much on the roads. Despite your gearing, these things are just always in boost at 4,000 RPMs in fifth, and they don't like that. So I've been working on this for maybe 45 minutes or so now. I got everything off. I got a brand new, my turbo's good. I got a brand new manifold though. I only broke one stud off in the whole process right here, and that's a through hole, so I can drill that out pretty easily. But I got all new gaskets, everything from Yokohama Motors. Yokohama, I don't fucking know. Yokohama's, type in Suzuki Jimny parts and Yokohama will come up. So I tried first to just weld the couple of cracks that my manifold had. This thing's got 170,000 on her, and she's been good since I got her. Except until recently I noticed an exhaust leak. That allowed me to take a look at this, and I tried the cheap way first to just kind of weld the cracks that I saw, but there's still a very noticeable exhaust leak, so there must be one underside, which we're going to find out here in a second. So all you have to do, well, I lied, I took the intercooler and the intake off the other day so I could still drive it and move it around the house. Intercooler's pretty basic. You got a couple bolts right here and here and here. And then the pipe that crosses over from the intercooler. It's so simple. Everything on this thing is stupid simple. Once you get the intercooler off, you're going to have your turbo sitting right down here. You'll take your intake pipe from your airbox to your turbo off. And then you got these two lines, which are antifreeze lines. You're going to take those two off. This is also an antifreeze line. So one of these might be an air line. I don't know. Let's see where we're going. And that goes in there, that goes in there, and that one definitely had antifreeze, because I guess you got 3 antifreeze lines, whatever. You've got your one oil feed line right here. You also got a heat shield right here. Oh, I lied, I broke 2 studs off. There's one more stud right there. I'm not going to put the heat shield back on. Once you take the heat shield off underneath the intercooler, you can reach through and get that. This thing is made up of 12s and 14s. Everything on it. All of these are 12s, all of these are 12s, and soak it in PB Blaster. Start it up if it still runs, let it warm up, soak it, spray that thing down in PB Blaster. You got your little downpipe that goes on the back of the turbo right here. Turbo bolts up right here, and I recommend getting all new gaskets as well as I got. So there's your downpipe. This is the turbo. It is very small. So you're going to take that out, get your 3 bolts right here. Then you got 4 bolts on the back of the downpipe to the turbo. You got 2 spring bolts right there. Also throw a bucket or something underneath to catch any coolant or oil that might come out. The drain for the turbo, which goes right down there above my finger, that's just a clamp. There's so many clamps, like all these coolant lines, they're just clamped on there. And then just soak this thing down in PB Blaster, and I'm serious, for like a day or 2. Let me see if I can... That's 12. So we're going to just take these last 2 bolts off and take a look and see where the crack is. In total, if you have a bunch of 12s and 14s and maybe a friend or 2 to give you a hand, this shouldn't take you any more than 3.5, 4 hours at most. So we got the turbo off, we got the manifold off, got the downpipe off, got the intake off, intercooler all out, and we're going to have, you know, like 3.5, 4 hours total into it. And that's on the high end. I think I'm going to have about 2 to 2.5 into it, said and done. I've been at this for maybe 45 minutes today so far, plus the 20 minutes to get all this off, so maybe an hour. And then I'm just going to clean up the bolts. You know, if any of your bolts, I think it was this one going through into the turbo, had some rust on it, like all these nuts that are holding the manifold on. I'm going to clean all them up, really make sure all my gaskets are clean and fresh to go back on. The only thing that I have to say, it's all pretty elementary, is my new manifold came with a plug on the back side. That plug right there. So that's going to be for something emissions wise. And this one is the only 17 mil that you're going to have to take off. And that runs around, goes over there, probably somewhere to the intake side. Yeah, then we're gonna pull this off. And I'm probably gonna lose some washers in the process. Oop. Gonna finish taking this guy off. 17 on the backside. You wanna use a line wrench, like, where did I set it? I don't even see what my line wrenches went. Well, it's a 5-sided wrench, and it allows you to slip it over this, and then go around and it'll grab this. So it's all the sides except for one. So you can go around lines, hence the name line wrench. If we can't pull that out. Kind of hard to do one-handed. And there we go. We'll drain off all that extra shit on there. It's all PB blaster that was sitting there. And let's take a look and see what cracked. Ooh, that'll do her. Look at that. That's gonna be my exhaust leak. And of course I couldn't get to that. I didn't know that was there from the top side. I just saw a couple of little cracks right here, here. All this coating that's peeling off. But I felt something right about there. And yeah, that's that. So I'm gonna take this plug out so that I can hook that emissions line back up, clean everything up, and I've got to drill out that one stud right there and just throw it back together. Pretty easy job. If you have any questions, leave a comment. We're gonna get this thing on there and we're gonna drive it not on 55-mile-per-hour roads anymore. Unfortunately, these just weren't designed for that. They were designed for, you know, over in Japan, small countries with small roads that are like not exceeding 40 at most, and that's where these cars are happy at. And trails, of course. If you're buying this for a trail vehicle, you'll be very happy. But thanks for watching. If you have a comment, leave it below.